Greetings, everybody. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever thought about this thing we call time? So, people don't have watches anymore. I guess some people do, but we get on our, we look at the time. What is time? I got an article I'm going to read for you, and welcome everybody to the show today. I want to read something to you out of my book. What is this? The Mystery of the Jubilee here. This is an older book, 2016, I think, somewhere back there. Some good stuff in this book. There's a chapter in here called The Mystery of Time Eternal. Let me read a paragraph here. Time is something that has been a mystery for generations. Have you ever thought about time? How do you define this thing we call time? I grew up on the ocean up in the state of Maine. I can remember hearing the phrase, time and tide wait for no man. In other words, neither time nor the ebbing tides can be stopped. Man has devised many methods of keeping up with time. In ancient days, they had the sundial. On the frontier, they just looked at the position of the sun in the sky and determined what time of day it was. Later on, the timepiece or the clocks and watches came about, were invented. Today, we all seem to use our phone to tell time, but what exactly is time? Is there a mystery about time that we've missed? And the Bible says in Revelation 10:6, and I won't read the whole passage here, but towards the end it says that there should be time no longer. There we go with time. Sometime in time.
At some point in time.
There you go. Time's going to end. Now,
Yep.
That's going to be after the kingdom age, I believe.
Yes.
Because the kingdom age is part of the 7,000-year period here.
Right.
Let me read something on the other page here that I have here. I'm skipping most of it. Man's perception of time. I got a little paragraph here. When we think of time as either past, present, or future. In the early 1900s, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity introduced the concept of the slowing of time with motion and gravity. Basically, Einstein believed time travel was possible. I do not claim to understand his theory or very much about what he said. I'm simply demonstrating that man has been fascinated with the mystery of time for centuries. I mean, there's movies about time travel and going back in time, but God certainly took the Apostle Apostle John on a journey through time.
Yeah,
the book
seems
of Revelation.
like it.
And there's examples I give in the book about Moses and Elijah at the Transfiguration. They came from the past into the future, or you could say they went in the future back to the present. However you want to look at that. Time travel. There's portals, as the sci-fi people call it, doors that are opened. Stephen saw a door open, and he saw into heaven, saw Jesus seated or standing at the right hand of the Father, and many other examples that I give in the book here about time. But there's an article that just came out as I was getting ready to come to do the show that we're going to do in a few minutes, Doug. I got on my computer, and here was a new article, and this hit me because I've talked about this before. Here's an article. The title is this. This is dated April 17th, 2025 at 9 a.m., which is the date today. I realize when you folks hear this, it's going to be a week or two later. This is from the Gateway Pundit, and let's see. In a bold, here's the title of this article. White House science chief says the U.S. can bend time and space. And also it says Trump hints at secret weapons that no one knows about. And I heard that a few days ago. And I heard him say that. And the first thing I thought was this, Doc, not to beat my own drum here, but I have been saying this for years. I've written about it. There's a chapter in the book about that's my 7 Clocks book, the ticking nuclear clock in the 7 Clocks book. I talk about weapons that we have that I have not seen and I have no personal knowledge of. I just have stuff that I've heard, people I've talked to, some of them military people, and just common sense tells us that they're always way ahead of us. The stuff that we know about is already getting
it's-
old because they don't tell us about the new stuff.
If anything in science, period, that becomes public, it's been known for sometimes 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
at least many months.
And I'll read Trump's statement as we go through this article here. I think it's on the next page. But let me read just a little bit of this article that got my attention this morning. In a bold and somewhat cryptic statement that's turning heads and raising eyebrows across the globe, comma, White House tech chief Michael Kratsios, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Michael Kratsios, claimed the United States has cutting-edge technology capable of bending time and space. I got to be honest, Doc, I'm a little surprised that even that was allowed to be said.
Oh, but honestly, that's not anything new, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And most of us don't even understand what that means except from movies we've watched.
Right.
And I know I read something in my book, I talked about Einstein looking around corners and stuff. I think that's what he's talking about here.
Sure.
And I can't find where it was now, but I can't find it now. But anyway, he talked about Einstein's looking around corners and things like that. And he understood what he was talking about, but I don't know if many of us understand what he's talking about. But he brings it out, bending time and space. Now that's messing with, that somehow, is he looking into, are they seeing the future or the past with that bending of time and space?
Well, he's looking at the present because light rays is how you measure time. Time is measured by light rays,
Yeah.
the waves. And people don't realize that light is just not light rays, but light also has mass. It has weight. It's affected by gravity. So this is really not anything new because we've known for a long time that even the speed of light is slowing down, so that tells us there is the ability of acceleration. This is along the same lines of how laser weapons are being used today. Same
And I
thing.
suspect that something like that's what he's talking about.
Oh, it is.
Or heat generated, energy generated beams.
But
We've already heard about some of
light
this.
rays, light waves or light rays, however you want to put it, naturally bend. There's not a thing that there's not a thing that you have ever seen that you were not able to see as a result of light rays reflecting off of how you're made up. That's why if this was a Polaroid camera, the old ones, it's got the same film in it, it's the same box. How can I take your picture and I could take your wife's picture, let the chemical do it, the same chemical, same piece of paper out of the same thing, but when it gets done, this one looks just like you and this one looks like her. Because light rays show the displacement of atoms. So putting this together, this is really not, because I've been involved in science for a long time, it's really not anything new. So when they're letting these things out, the majority of the world in the area of science already know what he's talking about.
Well, he has to be talking about something military related,
Oh, yes.
right?
Well, they've got laser cannons on ships now. They can hit within almost a foot square of what they shoot at 11 miles away.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
And there's no gunpowder. There's no
Nope.
there's no balls flying through the air. It's an energy field.
And this is how they I believe it's called David's sling in Israel works.
Yeah. So it goes on here. Yes, you read that right. Kratsios, who serves as director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, made the comment during a keynote speech at the Endless Frontiers Retreat in Austin, Texas. Retreat, I should have said there. Just weeks into his role, he wasted no time painting a picture of American innovation that, if true, would in all likelihood place us, the United States, light years ahead, no pun intended there, light years ahead of our global competitors. American technologies allow us to bend time and space, he said. They annihilate distance, promote growth, and enhance productivity, whatever in the world that means.
Well, we proved that in our research at our museum by just simply the use of frequencies. We can enhance the growth of plant life because it all revolves around the energy from the electromagnetic field.
Now it says here, while Cratio's statement lacked specifics, he didn't really tell us anything.
Well, they're not going to.
No surprise given the likely classified nature of such technology. It lines up with something President Trump has hinted at for years, namely that the U.S. is holding advanced capabilities that the public has never seen. Just last week, and I heard this, just last week, Trump told reporters, we have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is.
Yeah.
It is the most powerful in the world. Not even close, he stopped short of elaborating, but the timing of his remarks didn't feel like a coincidence.
Well, no, he's in a trade war with China, and so he's letting them know this.
Yeah. This kind of talk isn't without precedent since its inception in 1958, this thing called DARPA.
Yep.
The Pentagon's secretive research arm has been quietly developing. And then there's a paragraph here that says, from stealth aircraft and GPS to early internet infrastructure, DARPA's track record shows that by the time the public hears about these programs, they're already old news.
Always.
And
well, a lot of this, of course, just recently, the new F-47 that came out.
Yes.
The speed of it is
Trump
unmatched.
said there's nothing like it anywhere in the world.
There is another, at least two more that I know of, that's even faster than it is. Matter of fact, Elon Musk has one, and it's ready for production. The original one is already built.
So maybe that's why we know about this one.
It flies faster than Mach 3.
So we know about this one because they were already working on the next generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And virtually invisible in radar. All of the thing you got to understand, folks, the great news about all of this, they would not be able to discover these discoveries if they were evolutionists. Because true science is thinking God's thoughts after him. And I know everybody says, well, all of these scientists are a bunch of evolutionists. That is not true. We have 5 retired NASA scientists working in our research institute in Glen Rose, Texas. The greater majority of these great scientists, they're all creationists. So they're just taking what they discover in God's original creation and how it can be used, and it's not anything really new.
So, folks, what's this got to do with prophecy? I'll tell you what it's got to do. Here we are at the end of all things.
Amen.
There's technology out there. The world could destroy itself, I've always said, in 1 hour, but maybe it's less than an hour now. And everything is lining up. Everything's falling into place for the end time, including what our president is doing, preparing to globalize the world. Yes, you heard it right here.
Yep.
I know we're nationalists, but he's putting everything into place where one man's going to be able to walk to the plate and take this thing over.
That's right.
It's happening. All right. Well, thanks for listening in. We're out of time. We'll see you again next time. Until then, keep your eyes on them skies.